once I beat Spence, if Charlo don't move up, I'm coming for him.
Ooh.
Put him back in. We that's that work.
Did you?
What's going on, you guys? Jermell Charlo, as we know, got a fight that's on the horizon with Tim Tszyu. Jermell Charlo was on the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer. And Jermell Charlo has some pretty interesting things to say at the very least. Hit that like button for your boy, William Bushido Boxing TV. This is where we're going to be. But Jermell Charlo was on the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer. And salute to Brian Custer on the Last Stand podcast. I mean, Brian Custer is one of the best guys at doing these interviews, right? When we talking mainstream guys that do these interviews, I think Brian Custer is one of the best, right? He always asks the more interesting questions, and he always seemed to get interesting conversations out of these fighters, right? But Jermell Charlo got asked about Tim Tszyu, right? He gave his thoughts on the fight with Tony Harrison. And, you know, one would expect Jermell Charlo to say the things he said. And what I did notice about Jermell Charlo in this interview is that he has gotten a lot better at speaking. He seems to be very comfortable on camera. And he just doesn't seem like that angry, irritable, hot-headed Jermell Charlo anymore, right? I think that stigma is going to stick with him for a while, but I noticed a change in Jermell Charlo. He seemed like he's matured and he's speaking better and everything else, right? But he has some things to say about Terence Bud Crawford. Yeah, that's right. Brian Custer seems to be very interested in instigating a fight between these two guys, right? And yeah, Jermell Charlo had this to say about Bud Crawford.
Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
Now, Bud Crawford was on The Last Stand.
Correct.
And boy, he had a lot to say about Jermell Charlo. And in fact, he said he thought getting a fight with you would be easier than getting a fight with Errol Spence, because he said, I think Jermell Charlo would push for that more than Errol. And his quote, this is what he said on The Last Stand, quote, something's wrong with that dude. He needs to stay off whatever he's on, because if I can recall, I was already a two-time world champion before he was even world champion. And I'm talking to both of them. So how somebody piggyback off my name when I was already the man? I don't understand that. I was already on the pound for pound list. I was in talks to be the next best thing since Mayweather retired. I never heard of his name being in talks of any of that sort of type of thing. So how can I be piggybacking off of him and his brother's name when I've accomplished way more in the sport of boxing? If that don't make any sense at all, I don't know what does. I would love to get him in the ring and shut him up. I will F him up. The only thing he's going to do is cry afterwards. All he does is run around, yell, angry, and be mad at himself. End quote.
Just whatever, guy. You get your paperwork right. Talk to Mr. Heyman. We'll get a fight going. And you're damn right, it'll be easier. Let's get a big fight going, matter of fact. And I'll show you better than I can tell you. Ain't nothing easy in the ring with me, so I don't, just, you know, I'm grown. These kids, they just talk and just, he ain't fought nobody for real, you know, like, he just got out of the top rank contract because Bob didn't want his ass no more, so he just got rid of him. So it's just like, I don't know, I'm like, hey, why you don't make the fight with the man that's in front of you? Earl been calling you out. Get him, get in the ring, man. You know, we don't know who these last guys are. He's signing deals with BKL, BLK, and he just doing business wrong. He's sloppy with his business. So, I don't know what he want to do, but I'm down to fight. I don't got time to go back and forth with him. Yeah. You're a little boy. You come from 140. You're not even strong enough to even handle half of my shit that I'm throwing at you. And I'm not none of these guys he fought before. So it's like I'm undisputed for a reason. And I got my own little shit that, you know, I got Tim, Tszyu, and then I got all these other little shits. So he got to get in line anyways. He got Boost Ennis on his ass. Yeah. He got Earl on his ass. He trying to run. Don't run now. Run up out the sport. Don't run though.
How would a Jermell Charlo Bud Crawford fight play out in the ring?
I feel like it'll be a little entertaining. I don't know how long he gonna last him with these big shots coming at him, but hey, only time will tell. You know, I'm not here to hype that shit up. Yeah. That's not even my business. That's somebody else fish to fry. Yeah. You know, I got my own fish to fry.
Now, to hear what Jermell had to say, right, and salute to Brian Custer, man, for him just stirring the pot, right, because that's something that I like to do. right? I'm not on a mainstream level or nothing like that, but I do like to stir the pot. There's no shade, there's no hate. I just like to instigate some fights, right? And this is what Brian Custer do on a mainstream level, so salute to him. But Jermell Charlo said quite a bit there, right? He said Crawford's sloppy business. He don't handle his business right. He's signing with BLK Prime. He ain't fought nobody. Okay, well, you fight him, Jermell, right? Terence Crawford's still banging on that door. He wants to come knock on that door, and he wants to come and fight Jermell Charlo. He's been trying to get a fight with Errol Spence Jr. Come on, Jermell. We know what time it is, bro. He said, handle your business right and all this other stuff, right? I mean, come on. But Jermell Charlo wasn't as dismissive of Crawford as he has been in the past, right? He wasn't as dismissive. He's still looking at Crawford like he a little dude. You heard him say he's a little guy, he a little kid, and all this other stuff, right? He's big broing. He's trying to big bro Bud, even though Bud is the older guy. But that's just what Jermell is trying to do, right? I mean, it's all fun and games for me, right? Salute to Jermell Charlo for entertaining the idea of fighting Terence Crawford. Of course, Terence Crawford has business to settle with Errol Spence first. Hopefully, we get that fight this year. Jermell Charlo also mentioned that he's looking to face Tim Tszyu sometime this year, probably July, sometime this year towards the end of the summer, once his hand heals up. He said this is his first time getting injured. He said he's going to heal back stronger than ever. He's been doing this for a long time, et cetera, et cetera. It was a really good interview from Jermell Charlo, man. Jermell Charlo has gotten a lot better at speaking and really getting his point across. He just doesn't seem like that guy that's really annoyed or irritated doing interviews anymore. He seems to be really, really comfortable. And Jermell Charlo really just matured as a person, man. So salute to Jermell Charlo. But I got to see him fight Terence Crawford. Also, Jermell Charlo still looking for that respect in the sport of boxing. He said he's the most underrated fighter that's rated high. And I would agree. Jermell Charlo, they don't put him on any pound-for-pound list. You hardly ever see him here or there. But Jermell Charlo is one of the best fighters in the sport in a very, very competitive 154-pound division. But yeah, you guys, the fight between Jermell Charlo and Terence Crawford, it could possibly happen. But of course, Terence Crawford has to get Errol Spence and get past him first. But tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.